Today I'm going to go over the full workout routine I did on this bulk. I'm going to go over the split, the exercises, the sets, the reps, everything. Because this science-based routine skyrocketed my gains and helped me gain over 40 pounds this lean bulk. Really appreciate you watching, and let's get into it because we have to get absolutely huge this winter. Day 1 is chest and back day, hitting chest and back. I start off with one warm-up set and then 2 sets to failure in the 6 to 12 rep range. It's good to hit your lats before a chest pressing movement, so now we're on to incline Smith. 2 warm-up, 2 sets to failure, 6 to 12 rep range. Now we're back to lats with one warm-up set and then 2 sets to failure in the 6 to 12 rep range of cable lat row. If you're not using this attachment just like this, you're missing out. Great range of motion, great grip. Next, to get that full inflated chest, I'm doing one warm-up set and then 2 sets to failure of the machine chest press. To really feel it in your chest, imagine pushing yourself away from the handles and imagine bringing your biceps together. Next, we're on to my favorite chest exercise, the pec deck. Just 1 set to complete failure. Unfortunately, I did not film my chest pump this day, but just wait for push day later in the video because that day I made sure to. And this is a full set to failure in real time to show you guys what a true set to failure looks like. On pec deck, I do as many reps as I possibly can leaned back, and then I lean forward to cheat out a few more reps for more intensity. And as with almost every exercise, I end with a few partial reps to ensure I could not have possibly done any more reps. I maxed out the pec deck and the machine chest press a long time ago, so I focused on increasing my control and doing more reps than 12 if necessary. If I started doing a crazy amount of reps, I would switch to another exercise. Finally, I finish up with upper back, hitting T-bar row, 1 warm-up set and then 2 sets to failure. To hit the upper back, keep your elbows flared. Now it's day 2, Sharms day, where I hit all of shoulders, biceps, and triceps. I start with the machine shoulder press. I do 3 quick warm-up sets because I work up 1 plate at a time, and then I do 2 sets to failure. This is another full set in real time. While I'm finishing my set, I'd like to say, you will only get judged by people doing worse than you. Successful people who are happy with themselves, people who are secure in themselves, they'll never put you down for trying. But people who aren't happy with themselves, who aren't chasing their dreams, will find any reason to tear you down. Don't let it get to you. Chase your dreams. Anyways, now I'm finally done with my sets. We're on to biceps, hitting 1 warm-up set and then 2 sets to failure of the double cable bicep curl. This is my favorite bicep exercise. It feels so good. This is another full set in real time. As you can see, my form starts to break down, but I keep going. Not every rep has to be perfect, strict form. Obviously, you do have to be very careful to avoid injury, but my point is if you end your set as soon as you can't do any more perfect reps, you're probably leaving some intensity on the table, and that's the most important thing for muscle gain. As you can see, this is a pretty crazy cheat rep. Now we're on to lateral delts, doing 1 warm-up set and then 2 sets to failure of single arm lateral raises. Pull with your elbow, imagining your hand is just a hook, and instead of imagining pulling your hand up, imagine pulling it away and out from your body. This is what my last few reps look like. Next, it's time to hit the brachialis. I do 1 warm-up set and then 2 sets to failure of rope hammer curls. And once again, I'll skip to the end of my set to show what the last few reps look like. Remember, intensity is absolutely everything, and since we're doing low volume, you don't have to worry about going too hard. You're supposed to go hard. Next, I hit rear delts. I do 1 warm-up set and then 2 sets to failure of single arm rear delt flies. I promise you this exercise will give you crazy, well-rounded boulder shoulders. Now for triceps, I do 1 warm-up set and then 2 sets to failure of double cable tricep extension, followed by 1 warm-up set and then 2 sets to failure of double cable overhead extension. And then I'm back to lateral delts because they're so important for aesthetics and I want to get a sick pump, so I do 1 set to failure of this machine. Complete failure. Now we're on to day 3, leg day A. I start with hack squat, doing 3 warm-up sets, working up 1 plate at a time, and then 2 sets to failure. Make sure you're going all the way down. People rarely do this, but you need to have your hammy touch your calf. That will give you maximum quad gains. Next, I hit Smith machine RDLs, 2 warm-up sets, 2 sets to failure. Since your legs are the biggest muscles and you're doing the highest weight, I do a lot more warm-up sets on leg day. And a tip for RDL is use a platform to increase your range of motion. This, combined with the stability of a Smith machine, will give you a crazy stretch. Next, I hit single leg quad extensions, 1 warm-up, 2 sets to failure each leg. A lot of people have the problem of maxing out the leg extension, so doing 1 leg at a time fixes this. Now I finish up the quads with Smith machine sissy squats, doing 2 sets near failure. Activate your glutes to keep your hips forward and then lean back. It's very difficult to safely hit failure on sissy squats, and I've already done several sets to failure for quads today, so that's why I do near failure, 1 to 2 reps away. Next, I hit 1 warm-up set and then 2 sets to failure of the laid down leg curl. If you have the seated leg curl, you should actually do that one because it does a better job of fully hitting the hammies, but my gym only has this one and it works good enough. Now it's day 4, rest day. Sometimes I hit cardio, abs, traps, forearms, but usually I just chill out. Now we're back on the grind with push day, hitting chest, triceps, and front delts. I start off with the incline Smith, doing 1 warm-up set and then 2 sets to failure in the 6 to 12 rep range. I love to start with the upper chest to prioritize it because it gives a great shelf look for your chest. Next, I hit 1 set to failure of the machine chest press. And this is what the end of the set looks like. Maximum intensity. With a partial at the end because sometimes you can really squeeze out another rep and you just don't know it yet. Now we're on to pec deck where I do 2 sets to failure. But first we have to check out my pump because there is nothing better than a chest pump. Now that we've done that, it's time to hit the set. On pec deck, bend your arms as they go back and straighten them as they go forward, similar to a pressing movement. As always, complete failure where I start lean back and then I lean forward at the end. Clearly I'm cheating a bit at the end and not doing strict reps, but not enough to actually injure myself. And even on the last rep, make sure you somewhat control the weight as it goes back to squeeze out the last drop of intensity. Now I hit the machine shoulder press, doing 3 warm-up sets, 1 plate at a time, and then 2 sets to failure. For building muscle, the shoulder press machine is way better than dumbbells because the better stability means you have better isolation of the shoulders, and can push them completely to failure without anything limiting you. Now we're on to triceps, where I do double cable tricep extension, or sometimes I do single arm tricep extension. Both work. After these, I do 1 warm-up set and then 2 sets to failure of double cable overhead extension. And that's it for push day. Now we're on to pull day, hitting back, biceps, and rear delts. I start with a chest-supported machine lat row, doing 2 warm-up sets and then 2 sets to failure. For each set, I do as many reps as I possibly can, and then I drop the straps, get a quick breather, and do as many reps as I possibly can again. It's a bit of a drop set in a way. Next, I use the same machine but a different grip to make it an upper back row. It allows you to really push to failure while still isolating your back, and not breaking form too much. With all back movements, make sure you use straps. So many people say, oh, what about grip strength? What about your forearms? If you really want to increase your grip strength or increase your forearms, just train them separately afterwards. Or other people say, oh, I have really good grip strength, I don't need straps. This would only be the case if your forearms are stronger than your back, and that's just not possible. Even professional bodybuilders use straps. And you can use pink ones like me if you want some good drip. Now I finish up the back doing 1 warm-up set and then 2 sets to failure of the lat pull down. As with every back exercise, I end with a few reps where I swing the weight back. Great exercise to build that aesthetic V-taper. Next we hit biceps, sticking to the classic with 1 warm-up set and then 2 sets to failure of dumbbell curls. One thing I love about using dumbbells is that when I go back and forth from my college gym to my home gym, I can still easily track my progress. Next I hit rear delts, as always doing single arm rear delt flies, 1 warm-up set and then 2 sets to failure. I recently started using a D-handle for better grip and it works great. Make sure to pull with your elbow and keep your arm at a slight bend. Now we're on to the brachialis, where I hit 1 warm-up set and then 1 set to failure of preacher hammer curls. For a while, hammer curls have actually been overrated. Everyone says the secret to thick arms. You want thick arms, hammer curls, hammer curls, hammer curls. Yes, they're great, but the brachialis is just one muscle. The true secret to having thick arms is hitting all of your arm. Every head of the tricep, the bicep, and so on. But yes, hammer curls are great. After the 1 set of preacher hammer curls, I stick to this machine and finish up biceps with regular preacher curls. No warm-up set because the bicep has already been warmed up, and then 1 set to failure. Anything that locks in your elbows is great for bicep growth. It allows you to really push to failure. Now we're done with pull day and it's time for day 7, leg day B. I start with a pendulum squat doing 2 warm-up sets and then 2 sets to failure. The pendulum squat is great for maximizing quad growth by isolating them. And this is what I'm looking for. To maximize lifting, especially on leg day, you have to learn how to breathe properly. At the top of the rep, breathe in as much as you possibly can through your nose and then as much as you possibly can through your mouth. I actually learned this technique from a powerlifter friend who squatted almost 700 pounds in high school and at one point held the world record for squat for his age. So I promise you this will maximize your strength. And on the last few reps of any leg pressing movement or squatting movement, you should be seeing stars and dizzy. That's when you know you're going hard enough. Now I do RDLs doing 2 warm-up sets and then 2 sets to failure. The idea with RDLs is to push your glutes back while keeping your legs relatively straight but still slightly bent. You should feel a good stretch in your hamstrings. Make sure to keep your back straight. At the bottom of the rep, you should be able to balance a glass of water on your back. Overly arching it or rounding it will lead to injury. Now after RDLs, I finish up hamstrings with 1 warm-up set and then 2 sets to failure of laying hamstring curl. As with every exercise, but especially this one, make sure you go all the way up and all the way down to really feel that squeeze and stretch. Now I hit the quads, as always doing 1 warm-up set and then 2 sets to failure of single leg extension. At the end of leg day B, I do 1 warm-up set and then 2 sets to failure of dumbbell lateral raises. And finally, day 8 is another rest day. And that's my full routine. I hit abs once or twice a week whenever I have time or on my rest days. I really appreciate you watching. I'm currently working on some more videos for you guys on advice on how to not burn out, how to stay focused, and some other ideas I'm really excited about, as well as some high quality gym vlogs. Thank you so much for watching. Use code MAXP at GorillaMind to save 10% on supplements and support my page. And comment any questions you have or any videos you want to see next, and I'll be happy to reply. Much love and stay locked in.